I did anything else that I'm aware of other than bike ride in the rain. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah, it was raining when I went for my bike ride. I miss the rain sometimes. It was the perfect weather for it because it was like just warm enough to not be cold, and the rain was just light enough to just be like nice, like
Oh
not
yeah,
torrential or
nice little
anything.
mist.
You didn't get
Uh-huh.
soaked, and then it just got humid as hell.
Hmm.
Wearing a jeans for the bike ride was probably a bad idea though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know. Oh man. All right. Are you guys ready to get started?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. Let's get started in three, two, one. Welcome to a brand new episode of That Video Game Podcast, aka TVGP. I'm your host, Boston, and joining me as always is Moonpeer
Hi.
and the Nymph.
Hello.
Reminder, this is a listener-supported show. If you'd like to support us, you can do so over at e1m1.cash.
The ones and the numbers.
Talk about this all the time. We got early access, exclusive episodes, uncensored, a whole bunch of cool stuff. Exclusive Outcast every week. We talk about everything except for video games, usually. Get early access to We Roguelike and Critical Misses. You get at the $5 tier or higher, exclusive access to Critical Misses Production Meeting, one of my favorite shows, and The Wayward Sons, Supernatural TV show watchcast the Moon and Nip are going through. All of that and more over at e1m1.cash.
Digits. The digits. Why am I stuttering? The digits.
The remix. Moon, what have you been playing this past week?
Jeez. What do I start with becomes the main question. So, we'll start with the phone game I've been playing, which I don't
Oh.
actually know what it's called.
Okay.
It was a game.
It's memorable.
It's a game which I'm sure is a knockoff of a different game, which is the Fruit Bloppy Mergy game from I think the Switch had it.
Oh, Suika game.
Yes, it's basically a mobile knockoff of one of those.
Sure.
Um, because apparently the Suika game did not exist on my phone at the time, or
It's
they
funny.
just don't pay for it.
The original developers only put it on Switch, and then they were like, "Okay, we're happy." It's like, no, you need to. Everyone is copying it. You need to put it on everything, man. Like
It's the threes problem.
yeah, exactly. Like, and especially because Suika game only cost $2-3, something like that. It's like
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was super cheap.
you got to put it on everything, guys. Like this, you're all of these other games that are just like the watermelon game, and it's like, oh yeah, I get it, but like, you gotta spread that on more platforms, guys.
Yes. So this one is called Fruit Merge. It's literally that's the name of the game. When you load it up, it just straight up loads you into the Suika game thing. When
Okay.
you drop fruits and do the
Nice.
thing. It is, as of with everything, ridden with free-to-play microtransactions.
Of course,
However, it did have an ad-free version, which was like $3. So
that's not a bad price.
Yeah.
I paid the $3 for the ad-free version, and I got a bunch of skins for it too. So like,
Ooh, there you go.
I'm currently running with the Woolly Balls theme,
Okay.
which I don't know if we need to veto that as a title straight away or not.
Pretty much,
but,
yeah. I get what they're going for, but
But yeah, everything is made out of wool, like Yoshi's Woolen World thingamabobber,
yeah, whatever that
whatever
one's
it's
called.
called. They have a Halloween theme where everything is like pumpkins and bats and stuff like that,
That's pretty fun.
Cool.
and little skeletons. I played this because I was waiting for 30 minutes at a restaurant to get served food.
There you go.
So I was like, yep, screw it. It's an ad that got pushed upon me, and it's a game I've always been interested in, so I will just play it and see how it goes.
Yep.
And now I have it on my devices. I have the ad-free version, so I can also play it across my tablet and my phone because I have
Ooh.
Google across the both of them. So, yay!
Are you enjoying Suika game? This like knockoff Suika game that you're now that you've tried it?
I got home with a full-on food coma happening,
Mm-hmm.
and then promptly sat on the couch and continued playing it for about another 20 minutes. So that should give you an idea.
Yeah, it's like
And
that.
I don't know. I don't know if that was food coma or
Sure.
enjoying the game or waiting for the burp to come out kind of situation.
I feel like that's this game's kind of sneaky thing of like, I just do one more. How long does a run take? A couple minutes? I just do one more. No big deal. I have enough time to. I'm just
I
sitting
have
here.
one of those in my life right now. I don't need another
That's true.
one.
But this one doesn't have any rock and stone in it, unfortunately.
That is true. It definitely
That's
does
the
not
next
have any rock and stone.
Deep Rock Galactic spinoff.
Uh-huh. Deep Rock Galactic, because you could do it. You could do the Suika game with the Deep Rock Galactic stuff because you
Yep.
could literally put the meta progression items in there.
Yeah, all you
have
do is
them
combine
be-
the ores.
Yeah,
Pyrus developers, we're ready.
I mean, I'm just saying it's right there, ready to go.
That's
Give
right.
me a
After you
Deep
pay
Rock
us.
Galactic Suika game skin.
Yeah, you gotta pay us
Yes.
first, though.
Yes, enough so I can quit, please.
That's right.
Other than that, I started because I didn't know what to play and I was asked to play it. I started Octodad Dadliest Catch
Oh, okay.
because I have been getting asked to play this game for about 3 years now, and I was like, fine, whatever. I bought it on sale when it was like $4.
I also actually don't think we've talked about this game on the show ever.
I don't think so.
Wow.
For those of you who don't know, it's one of those games that when it came out, it took the world by storm.
Yep.
I think the Dadliest Catch version is probably like the 4th or 5th version of it that got released.
I think so. There have been a bunch, yeah.
But it's one of those physics games. It arguably, one could say that Octodad is probably responsible for I Am Bread, the fish game.
I think so, yeah.
Because Octodad was like, hey, this is the first one of these things where it's just like a physics psychosis nightmare.
And like a
And
wacky
then-
physics sandbox, really. Like there's a goal,
Yeah.
but you're really encouraged to horse around with the environment as much as you can, because physics going wrong is funny.
Yes, 100%. So, like, it could be responsible for that kind of stuff.
It might be,
I
yeah.
will say the achievements are bonkers in this game. There's just like, oh, okay, so one of them is to throw the wedding ring on your wife because the game starts with you getting married from a distance. So you have to like throw the ring at them. So it's a physics game, so of course you've got to do stuff like this.
Right.
But it was fun, goofy. It was genuinely like kind of cool when I was like going through it. There is this great section where you go to the aquarium, and there's an arcade at the aquarium, so you're just playing a whole bunch of arcade games in this weird physics world that you live in now.
Right.
And it's fun, it's stupid, it's wild, it's crazy. It's it's a decent little game. Like I do think it's a fun, especially for me, like a good little distraction from everything else going on at the moment, where it's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna load this up and flail my limbs around like a crazy person for a while.
Right. That's right.
Because it's what it needs. Which is funny because Baby Steps came out and I'm playing with the originator of this that's not Quap.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, okay, sure, why not?
That's
I mean, is that
pretty
the
funny.
step? Is it Quap, then this, then bread?
Getting over
fish?
it with Bennett Foddy is in the
Yep, that's another
genealogy
one.
as well. I don't think Bennett Foddy worked on Octodad though, but I think he's like the godfather of all of these physics bananas games.
Yeah. So one of the things I did learn was like the I Am Bread games is actually there's like 4 made by the same team and they're all in a shared cinematic universe.
That's really funny. I had no idea.
Like, and it's all kicked off by the bread game. Like the bread escapes and then causes problems and like it rolled down the hill essentially.
That's really good.
Both literally and metaphorically.
That's a good bread
because
joke,
it's
by the
one
way.
of those type of games. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll call it out. Maybe the listeners didn't get it, but I got it.
Yeah, I know. It's problematic. I know. I can't help it. I played it a little bit of Helldivers, not enough to really warrant talking on, especially considering it's the same as it ever was. I'm just on that grind right now for materials. So materials and upgrades and everything else going on in that side of things.
Yep, playing a lot of a game you like.
Yes. We played Peak on Friday as part of the Bilsiford Week game night. Peak is still really dumb fun. I don't know how they got that echo tech working the way they did, but I absolutely adore it. Like, it is just something so hilarious about hearing a scream bounce off 5 different walls before it hits you.
Yep.
Like, the only thing I can assume is they basically produced ray tracing before audio signals instead, is the only
Right.
thing I can think of. Like, it's insane. And it does my favorite thing ever. And I have given credit for the Resident Evil series for this. I've given credit for the Dead Rising series for this. Which is when you get achievements, it's like, oh, hey, you got that achievement, had this little gubbin, had this little reward,
Yes.
had this little thing.
The Mass Effect 1 achievement system.
Yes. Like, and that's my favorite thing, because it's like, yeah, you got the achievement, here's a reward for doing something stupid kind of thing.
Yep.
In this game's case, it gives you more cosmetic items to use. So, like,
That's fun.
I got an achievement for climbing to the top of like the very top of a tree. So I got like a jungle climber's hat that I can wear now.
Great.
And part of the quote unquote story of Peak is you're a bunch of Boy Scouts,
Right.
who are in a plane crash, and you have to climb the peak to find your way out of the thing. There's a Scoutmaster's Guide, which is the tutorial book apparently. Part of that is you've got a Boy Scout sash, and every achievement that you get gives you a little Boy Scout like patch that gets put onto your sash.
I remember we talked about this. That's right.
So like you can tell who has played what and how far they've gotten
Right.
just by like a glance at their sash, and you can see all of the different like biomes represented in different sashes, the different challenges. It's so ridiculously dumb, and it's everything I want it to be in a 4 people, more than 4 people, 6
Right.
people, climbing a mountain,
Horse around with
everyone
your friends.
everyone having microphone issues, and then like not being able to communicate as well as we should, and then the microphones get fixed and it's just yelling across mountains at each other. And like the whole nature of it, of being like, yes, we're just gonna run around this stupid procedurally generated area and try and find the best path up this mountain, and then you get like 75% of the way and it's like, this is a dead end now. You ain't going anywhere after this point.
We chose the wrong path.
Yeah, so then you have to go backwards, or so just there was a moment where I went the wrong way, and to try and fix my issue, I accidentally fell down a very big mountain.
I feel like that's just gonna happen.
And I barely survived, but I ended up in like this canyon between these 2 sheer faces, basically.
Okay.
So I just ran around in this valley, picking up a bunch of cacti and throwing them around. And then Bill, who had died at that point, came and haunted me as a ghost as I was running to the edge of this valley, and he was like, so are you gonna like climb? And I was like, no dude, the fog beckons, as I ran towards the foggy area at the edge. And he apparently, just based on the way my character looked, like it was very scary because I had super big eyes, and I was just like, the fog beckons.
I can't resist the call of the fog. That's
great. We still haven't beat the peak for on the default difficulty, the normal difficulty setting.
Okay.
I think there's 4 areas, maybe 5. But we did the shore, we did the jungle, we did the mesa, we did the lava fields,
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's just platforming across hot rocks, essentially.
Right.
And then we got to the kiln, which I'm assuming is the last level.
Okay. It's not a
Because it's
roguelike,
at
so the last level won't be hell.
No, the hell is the level before. That's the
Right.
lava fields.
Yeah, that's
Instead,
your floor's lava game.
That's right.
Uh-huh. I literally died to the lava several times.
Hmm.
When you get to the kiln, you go into a mountain and you have to climb up the inside edge.
Oh, wild.
So it inverts the layout essentially. So instead of going up and outside, you're going up the inside.
That's interesting.
It is so hard to see anything above you because it's one of those things that narrows as you get closer to the top.
Mm.
So you're trying to figure out the best path while also not having any visible range at all as to what is safe and what is not.
Right. Interesting.
Peak is really fun and stupid, and we all died in the lava because we're all a bunch of weird idiots.
Love it.
We bubbled, we blended, we met, we died. And other than that, the only other thing I've been playing is the expected. It's the Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, which we have a separate show to talk about that for a reason.
That's right. You can find it at weroguelikeit.com.
Yes.
But also
in 2 weeks' time when Nimp joins in, we can talk about it on the main show.
I have a calendar reminder to buy the game after the final We Roguelike It comes out.
I do have to say, this game is really good. I also really recommend people listen to week 3 of We Roguelike It for that. It's We Roguelike It episode 298. We make a startling in the episode discovery of why this game clicks with us so much. I'm not going to spoil what the sort of discovery was here, but I think the appeal of this game clicked with us very suddenly. Of like, oh, this is.
I would argue one of the appeals.
Yeah, this is like one of the reasons why we keep coming back to this.
Oh, it's not just bars.
Bars are a pretty big point of it. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a pretty big draw.
There are delicious bars all around.
Yeah. Our best friend Bob, who should be named Doug, it's got a lot.
Yep.
Got a lot of stuff. You can press triangle just to have your character do one of the dumb barks. It's really great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I love this game. It's great. Go listen to the We Roguelike It episode, or come back in 2 weeks when everybody's talking about it on the show.
That's right.
Yes, DRG Survivor is incredible. That is all I have been playing. Mr. Nimp.
All right. Keeping in with the spirit of Halloween, which, unfortunately, in this household, it doesn't feel like October to us. I don't know about you guys. It was 80 degrees not that long ago in Michigan. That is not what it should be in October.
Right. Oh, no, dude. It was like 70 on Friday, then 40 on Saturday, and then 60 today. Like,
yeah,
it's just
I think it was like
50
50 today. But anyway, so Halloween's in a weird flux for us in this household right now. But keeping in that spirit, did get some time in with The Evil Within.
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple of issues. Starting out, I have a 3-monitor display here.
Okay.
And I'm playing The Evil Within on my PC. So I'm like, all right, instead of trying to play it on one of my two 24-inch monitors, let me bump it over here to my 32-inch monitor.
Okay.
And for some reason, the game could not handle that.
Oh, weird.
I can't remember. I think it was 3210 by 2490 or something like some thing, just because of how big this screen is. And it wouldn't adjust. It kept just sitting there flashing and flashing, and then trying to move it back over to one of these other monitors, like, okay, let me just put this back into normal, full screen size. Same thing, would just sit there and flash, even moving it back to one of the other monitors.
Oh boy.
Like, well, crap. I spent probably about a good 2 hours messing with the settings, trying to get to the display to go correctly, and it just would not. Eventually got to the point where it just wouldn't play.
Oh, jeez.
So I uninstalled it, and I'm like, well, I have The Evil Within 2. I can give that a try. So I installed that, but I was like, well, don't want to give up on this game yet because I got some time into it.
Mm-hmm.
Reinstalled Evil Within, made sure all system configs, all the folders and stuff
Right.
were completely wiped out, did a fresh restall, kept my save.
Mm-hmm.
Still had to fight it a little bit, but not as much, and got it moved over to my bigger screen. And
Okay.
now everything looks a lot better. My biggest complaint with this game so far, and it seems to be a pretty big one on the internet as well, is the camera is just too close. Like your character
Sure.
takes up like a third of the screen. Excuse me, a third of the screen.
Right.
So that makes it really difficult to see things. So playing with the options that are in there, there are also console commands, like I said last time, for messing with it. So with the camera, how far back it can go. So I played with that for a little bit, and it feels like I have it at a good sweet spot for me.
Mm.
Cool. Let's continue playing this. I am now on chapter 5,
Okay.
and before getting to that point, like I think it's chapter 2 actually, chapter 2 or 3. You get into this area and you're supposed to sneak around, and there's like a bunch of these weird guys, and there's something about a lighthouse, and if the lighthouse light hits a person, not your character but just a general NPC, it turns them into one of these weird things that have like barbed wire that start to stick out and wrap around them.
Okay.
It gets super weird. And so there's like a lot of these guys, like probably 8 or 12 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I made the mistake of accidentally setting myself on fire, which
Sure.
made noise. And that attracted every single thing that was in this area to me. And it was a horde of things rushing me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, all right, I got to try to run. I got to try to get out of here. I did not survive. Not because of the horde, because there are traps everywhere. This turned into Home Alone real quick, where I think I hit like 3 or 4 bear traps that I couldn't see. And the thing that finally killed me was a tripwire that was tied to an explosive.
Oh my god.
Are you a ghost bandit? Is that what you really are?
Yeah. Like, seriously, it felt like I got my foot at a one, and I took another step and hit the other one. I'm like,
That's right.
I can't even see these on the ground. What the heck?
The wet bandits are at it again.
Yeah. So, now that I know where all the traps are in this level, because I disarmed all of them, I died, reset the level. I'm like, cool. I'm going to play a game and see how well these traps work with the enemies.
Oh, sure.
This is normally not how I approach horror games, but this has been, when I was trying to play this, it had been a weird day. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be the problem in this game.
Right.
I get behind a couple tripwires. I have myself positioned so that way I can run around all the bear traps now. And I basically let one of them know, like I threw a glass bottle at one of them, it hit them and shattered, caught all of their attentions, and they make a beeline for me. And they go through the first tripwire, which took out a couple of them. A couple stragglers got stuck on the bear traps. They made it to the second line of the tripwire, and that seemed to take out the rest of them. I'm like, cool.
All right.
Now I have this whole area to explore.
Nice.
And then I set off another tripwire that I didn't know was there.
I'm finally free. Whoa.
Yeah. Like, all right, cool. So that was my weird thing with that. But continuing on with that, the story is not really filling me in with a whole lot, which is fine. I had mentioned earlier that we were in an ambulance trying to get away, and there was a police officer that didn't make it, your main character, a doctor, a patient, and another detective with you. And we lost the fourth detective somewhere. Or the third detective somewhere. Still haven't found the third detective. Dude may just be gone, I don't know. But I found the doctor randomly. And we get to this other area, and he's like, look, we need to get through this gate. There's these weird monster things all over the place. The doctor's like, you're the one with the gun. You go fix the gate, and I will try to draw some attention away from them, but I'm not going to get all of them, so have fun with that. We get through this area. We end up at another hospital, and the doctor's like, oh, this looks familiar to me. And your guy's like, so you know where we are? And the doctor's like, I don't know if we're really here or if I'm just having a mental breakdown
Right.
and you're part of the delusion.
What's reality,
So-
man?
Exactly. So we go into this thing. Basically, the other hospital that we're at now, or we were at, He says that his brother was the doctor here. It's like, all right, cool, let's go talk to him. We go in there, and it's straight up Resident Evil 1. This dude has his back to us. He's doing something to a corpse. We get his attention. He turns around, and like half his head is missing.
Oh boy.
From the front. And it's like, oh, that's pretty gruesome. And the dude turns around to attack us. I shoot him a couple times, run away, shoot him a couple more times. We finally get him down, and then we get a flashback of this guy. And it's basically the same thing of the lighthouse light swoops around the house, and this doctor starts complaining that his head is like super itchy, and he just starts scratching and then tearing.
Okay.
And this is when I realized, this video doesn't have a skip. Because I don't want to keep watching.
Oh no.
And I still have my headphones on. I don't know why, but this game I'm like, no, it has to be headphones and at night. No other time, no other way.
You gotta lean into
Spooktober, dude.
Yeah, you gotta lean into the theme.
So we get that thing. I'm like, okay, that's weird. And I'm walking around this office where he had this cadaver, and I get to the desk, and on the desk there's an X-ray. It's like, cool, let's check out the X-ray. And then the X-ray, it shows that there's a little key in the body, and I'm like,
oh no.
No.
We're doing it, huh?
This came out after Saw, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
So the cadaver's there on the table. You don't have to do anything besides walk up and hit the interact button, which thank God, because if I had to sit there and waggle an analog stick to try to hit the right vibration, kind of thing. So guy gets the key, and while his hand is inside this guy's cavity, he wakes up.
Oh, fun. Okay, good.
And he's a monster.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's like, cool. We're just hitting all the fun things here.
Yeah.
Took care of him. The little key that I had gotten from this guy. It turns out when I went back to the save room eventually, there is another area where the nurse is like, "Hey, I have something that will interest you." Okay, so she has me come around behind the counter, which she hadn't been able to do before this, and she brings you to the back, and in the back it's basically like a morgue where it's like all the little freezer doors for corpses. And she's like, "Hey, you have one of these keys, don't you?" And she holds up like one of the little skeleton keys, and you're like, "Yeah." And she's like, "All right, anytime you get a key, you can come here and you can open up one of these doors, and anytime you do, there's an item in here, and you can take that item."
Oh,
it's like,
okay.
Okay.
Sounds good, but
yeah. Pop open the door. The first one that it gave me was for it was like an arrow, like a specialty arrow, and I'm like, cool. Guess I'm gonna get like a bow or something soon.
Right.
And the next level, I got a bunch of weapons actually.
Ooh.
The next level, I did find a crossbow. And the crossbow is actually kind of cool because it shoots detonating bolts, which are basically like proximity mines. You can shoot them at a wall, ground, wherever, and they will stick. And if an enemy walks by them, they will detonate. You can also shoot an enemy with them. It will stick to that enemy, and then it will automatically start to detonate.
Nice.
There is the standard harpoon bolt, which basically pins anything that isn't a big enemy or a boss to anything that was behind it.
All right.
So I've gotten headshots of people that got flung across a balcony and are pinned to the second story of a house. It's like, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then the other one is a I think they call it like a flash arrow or something. It's basically a flashbang. And it stuns anything, bosses, big enemies, small enemies, that kind of thing. So, all right, cool. This is pretty interesting. So I've got the crossbow, I've got my regular revolver, and then a couple minutes later, within the same area that I found the crossbow, I find the shotgun. I'm like,
ooh,
all right. Seems like I'm set up for a boss fight.
Yeah, right.
Because, like, what the heck? So continue exploring, and we go down. We find Leslie is the patient. The other normal doctor is still with me. He's kind of traipsing along, and every once in a while he peeks up about, "Hey, don't leave me behind," and blah blah blah. And so, well, hurry up. But we find Leslie the patient, who every time he seems to murmur something, it seems incoherent, but it is relative to what is happening right now.
Okay.
So he's kind of got like, I don't know, like a couple of seconds of like precognition.
Right.
But he's just mentally unstable. So he goes running into a house. I follow him. He goes downstairs into the basement. We go in there, and it's like a photo room. It's like, all right, this is really weird. And he's hiding in a corner, and he starts basically kind of sputtering and starts saying at the end, and the other doctor is trying to calm him down. And he mentions something. I forget what he yells out, but all of a sudden you can hear something walking down that long hallway.
Oh boy!
But you can't see it. It's like, all right, what's going on? The door slams open, and I'm sitting there, shotgun ready at the door.
That's right.
There's nothing there, and I don't move for a long time. So like, I don't hear anything. I don't see anything happening, and all of a sudden, there's like, I just get attacked from the side. There's a thing that has like this big open maw with like tongues sticking out of it.
Oh no!
And I'm like, where the hell did that thing come from? I've been staring at this door. Turns out, yeah, there's an invisible enemy in this game, and it straight up killed me.
Oh jeez.
So I'm like, okay, cool, new fear unlocked. I've got
that's right.
this fully invisible thing that I have to figure out how to fight. So since it killed me, it auto saved just before the encounter, so I am back before I go into that room, and I'm like, I've got these detonating bolts, and I've got 3 of them that I just line, one on the floor, one on the wall, and one on the door. I'm like, one of these is going to go off.
Yeah, it's going to get him somewhere.
Is my hope. And yeah, the scene happens again. Door slams open, and I still don't hear anything. And there's a couple of seconds of me just standing there, because you can also detonate them with your weapons. So I'm like, if nothing happens, or if I see like a ripple, I'm going to shoot those things with my shotgun, because I don't know if it's going to set it off or not, but I can set it off with the shotgun. Nope. Couple seconds go by, and all of a sudden I hear the detonators. Beep, 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 beep. Boom. Thing is gone.
All right.
Oh, thank God. Whatever that is, hopefully we'll never have to encounter this again.
Yep.
I have not yet, but chances are there's probably like 10 more encounters with this stupid thing.
I bet. Like, once you forget about it, then it's going to pop back up.
Exactly. So we're like, okay, we need to get out of here. We go back through the hallway we came from, and everything changes. 100% Inception. Where the stairs were, there's now a wall. And the dude who was all clad in white is at the end of the hallway now.
Oh, no.
We're like, oh crap!
Oh great!
What's going on? And then he just walks away.
Of course.
Like, cool. And the doctor's like, don't follow him. I'm like, well, we have nowhere else to go.
That's right.
Might as well follow him.
Yeah.
And as soon as I take a couple steps, wall shows up right behind me. I don't know where the doctor and the patient went. They're just gone off on their own little thing. So I follow this dude. A lot of weird stuff starts to happen. I basically get to a catwalk section where you have to go downstairs, and all of a sudden the dude in the white robe shows up again. And I try shooting him up, doesn't phase him at all. He starts like teleporting, like across the catway, getting closer and closer to you.
Oh boy!
And he just one-shots you. I'm like, okay, I have to be missing something. And it turns out what I was supposed to do was, once he shows up, you're just supposed to run back up the catwalk, and then just, what I did was just dodge him, and then a cutscene happens, and then everything starts to fall apart. You fall down, and then the whole world shifts, like the perspective. So instead of you falling straight down, you're now just falling sideways, and you crash into a wall, and there's a door in front of you to go into.
Oh, okay.
And I went through that door and saved, and that's where I'm at right now.
All right.
So, it has been an interesting game. I did not know. I knew that this was supposed to be more supernatural spooky,
right?
But I did not know that we were going to start getting into like some real Inception kind of stuff here.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Like, yeah, with everything moving around and all that. So I guess I'm kind of looking forward to playing it just to see what happens with the story, but it has been horrific. There have been a lot of scenes that they have lingered on for way too long, and I'm like, I am not into slashers. I do not need to see this guy's insides being outside anymore.
For like 30 seconds at a time. It's like, okay, we're good, thank you.
Yeah, so it's an interesting game. It is an older game. It does have its own problems, but so far I've been able to work through them, and everything's been running great. So nice. I will continue. Like I said, I'm on chapter 5. I did look up a guide just to see how many chapters there are, and it looks like there's 15 chapters altogether.
Okay. That's not bad.
So, and I didn't look up a time, what the general time to beat is, but from my understanding, it is not a very long game either.
Yeah.
So, looking forward to getting this done. That way I don't have to play the weird stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So, the next game that I've been playing that hasn't been weirding me out is Ghost of Yotei.
Mm.
Man, have I been doing all kinds of weird, fun stuff in this game.
Mm.
There are a lot of videos online talking about how this game is an ADHD person's worst nightmare,
Okay.
but in a good way. And I kind of fully endorse that.
Mm.
I think I'm 12 hours into this game, and I still have not taken on another Yotei.
Okay.
I have been seeing videos online of people being like, I'm 30, 50, 60 hours into this game. I've only beaten Snake, which is the first one that you beat at the very beginning of the game.
I got a lot of stuff on the map to do, man. Well, not on the map because of that.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, you just explore. And it's like, that looks like a place of interest. I'll go there and check it out. And you're always given something that's pretty much made it worth your time. A lot of people have mentioned about how, like, I'm just doing side quests so I can find a piece of armor or a dye for an armor that I like that will really make the armor pop for me. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I have one quest that I did. There was a quest that I received from the Japanese bard that had mentioned that there is an undying samurai who challenges everyone, and whenever he kills them, he leaves a wind chime behind.
Oh.
So you have to walk around. Once you find your first one, you use that wind chime on the wind, and you're kind of holding it out, and you're looking around. And when the wind picks up a lot, that's the general direction that you will find another victim with another wind chime.
Oh, okay.
And you have to find 4 of these wind chimes, and then you have to find the location of where this undying samurai is at. And then once you hang up all these chimes, you can challenge them.
Okay, that's
like,
fun.
well, okay, this is goofy. It's probably just, some very powerful dude, whatever. I get all the chimes. I actually encounter my first bear. Those are no joke. Number one, bears will chase you for a very long time, and they are very fast. And your horse will not come to you if you are being chased by a bear.
Oh, gosh. I don't blame it.
Yeah, I don't want to be by the bear.
Yeah, exactly.
My horse. So I did manage to kill a bear, which got me like bear pellet or whatever, which I guess is a material that I can use for upgrading some armor that I don't currently have yet. I was like, all right, cool. That's something to keep in mind later. But I was not. It was a struggle bus fighting this bear. But anyway, so I get all my wind chimes. I find the final location for where the samurai is at, and the dude shows up, and he's clad all in white.
Ooh,
I'm like,
all right.
oh, that looks awesome. I
want that armor.
Your armor.
Yeah, like, give me that armor.
And this guy starts talking, and it is not just some dude who's powerful. It is an actual spirit who is undead, who just kills anyone that challenges him because no one has been strong enough to take him out.
Okay.
All right. So we obviously challenge him to a fight, and he whooped me so hard for so long. And I finally got, because it was basically getting to the point where his health would get to a certain, like, he'd be down to like a third health, or I'm sorry, like an 8th health. And all of a sudden his attacks would come faster, they would become stronger, harder to block. It has the whole, like, if there's a red glint, it's unblockable. If it's a yellow glint, it will disarm you. If it's blue, you can block it, but it's blue is basically like a set, like a combo of attacks that you have to block or else you get hit, kind of thing. So most of his attacks would turn red. It's like, cool. So now I'm just dodging everywhere to get this guy. And I finally took him out, and there's like this whole cutscene about how the guy can, like, the spirit can finally move on, and he passes your armor onto you and basically says, I now curse you with this armor.
Oh no.
And I'm still putting it on. I play
Oh,
D&D.
heck yeah.
I'm not
I'm
afraid
here
of a
for the
curse.
fashion, man. Whatever.
Yeah,
Curse, whatever.
exactly. So you can equip the armor. You can also unequip. It's not really actually cursed, but there's a whole dialogue for it. When you look at it, it's called the Armor of the Undying, and the description of it is a curse passed on, an armor that stays death. Choose the right weapon, recover what is lost. So
Interesting.
I have this thing fully maxed out now, and the 3 skills that it comes with is if a weapon is aligned, staggering enemies restores an amount of health.
Ooh.
And it starts out as minor, but since I have it maxed out, mine is it restores a moderate amount of, or a major amount of health.
Okay.
The next one is if a weapon is aligned, the window to perform a perfect parry or a perfect dodge is increased by a moderate amount. And the final perk is if a weapon aligned, that's weird. Focused attacks, it autocorrect to foxes for some reason. I'm like, fox attacks? What? Focused attacks have a moderate chance to increase stagger damage.
Wow, dang, okay.
So what it means by weapon alignment is this has the rock, paper, scissors with the weapons. In the first game, you had the stances. Like the wind stance was for fighting people with katanas. The water stance was for fighting people with like pole arms, etc. This, they got rid of the stances, and you now carry additional weapons. So last week I was talking about how I was working on getting the dual katanas. Dual katanas is really good against people that use any kind of pole arm, or they call them yuris. So anytime you come up against anyone with yuri, you switch over to the dual katana, and that's what that means by weapon alignment, because you are playing the weapon that is stronger against the weapon that they are carrying.
Ah, okay.
So as long as I switch over to that and I start staggering and dealing damage and stuff, I get that stagger, I get that health back. Like, it not only does it look cool, it is very effective.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
So, like, cool. I've got this really awesome armor. I still only have 2 weapons in my possession. I'm assuming there's going to be 4 weapons, because when I hold down triangle to select my weapons, there's 4 boxes and I only have 2 of them filled out. So I'm like, okay, let's see what else we can find in this area. And then I find the Yuri Master. And working with him, go through like this whole training montage of basically you're trying to spear fish as they jump out of the water, and there's some other training stuff that you do, and then there's like a final combat challenge that you have to do, and then you finally get your own Yuri. So now I have 3 weapons. Cool. Where do I get my 4th weapon? I don't know. I still have to figure that out. But right now I've got 3. So all right, everything's coming out great for me right now. But yeah, as far as I can tell right now, if you are fighting anyone with like a sickle or the kamas, the Yuri is a good weapon to use against them. For anyone that is using a katana, it's still basically just pull out your katana and fight them. I don't know if there is going to be a different weapon for fighting katana users or not. And with dual katanas, it's anyone that has a pole arm or a Yuri that you'll want to pull those out, and that's when you can get these aligning effects for it.
Okay.
So, cool. I'm learning all kinds of fun stuff doing this. And then there is the bird, which keeps leading me to all of this fun stuff. So you can set a waypoint on the map and be like, I want the wind to direct me here. And you can get just about to where you want to be, and this yellow little bird will fly down. Okay. And then it'll start to fly in a direction. I'm like, fine, I will follow wherever you are going.
I gotta follow this thing,
because yeah, it's like I already have the thing that I was going to marked on the map. Wherever you're bringing me, I do not have marked on the map. So let's go here. This bird will take you to any point of interest that you have not already discovered.
Oh, okay.
So it could be you find a hot spring now, which still increases your maximum health. It can bring you to a bamboo stand, which allows you to increase your spirit, which is how you heal in this game, because there are no healing items. You just push down and it uses a spirit and you heal up to full health. You also use your spirit for doing certain weapon combinations and stuff like that as well. So having a lot of that is helpful. It can bring you to a fox den, and then the fox will lead you to either a fox shrine or a different shrine, or wherever the fox feels like it needs to guide you to.
Right. Wherever it feels like walking to today.
Uh-huh. It's always something good. Or it will bring you to a wolf's den, which all of those so far have been, you go to a wolf den, and they have been attacked by the Oni, is in the region that I'm in, the plains. Actually, I wrote that down. What plains am I in? The Ishkari Plains. In that area, there's a Yotei, the Oni, who is obsessed with fire and lights everything on fire. And you see it across, the land as you're going across. There's villages, there's forests, there's random stuff just on fire. So you get to the wolf den, and the wolf is tracking down Oni who have attacked its den. So it can take you anywhere, basically, that there are Oni. So now I am halfway across the map doing God knows what because this little yellow bird decided that I needed to go visit something.
Right.
Luckily, too, though, anything that you've discovered that becomes a point of interest on your map, you can automatically fast travel to. You just highlight it, hit triangle, boom, you're there.
Oh, that's great.
There's like no load time whatsoever. So it kind of doesn't matter that I'm halfway across the map now because I can just instantly go back to where I was just about and continue on from there.
That's pretty nice.
It is nice. The next thing that I've been messing with are traveler maps. There's a guy who makes maps, and what happens with this is you will buy a map from him, and it's a tiny little square. When you pull up your map, you'll have a little thing at the top that says, hey, you've got, like, I think at one time I had like 7 of them. Hit square, it will pull up all the traveler maps that you have, and they're all just like little snippets of an area, and they're not fully detailed, but the whole point is you select one, and then you basically hover that tile around your map, and you try to figure out where on your map this traveler map is actually indicating.
Oh.
And if you are able to line it up just right, if you're lucky, maybe there's a river that's running through it, so you can kind of, take a look at the rivers that are currently on your map. And if you get it at the right place, hit X, it will plop it on that spot, and now you have a new location to go check out.
That's cool.
And if you didn't plop it at the right spot, it will just sit there and it will jimmy to let you know that, no, this isn't right. And then you just keep trying to figure out where it's at. And you may not have that area unlocked yet.
Right.
Or, you may not have explored enough of that area to try to figure out, because there is a fog of war on the map. So you may not have enough details to be able to see, okay, no, this is where it's actually at.
That's fun.
So that's been a lot of fun too, trying to figure that out. So this game has just been me screwing off.
Yeah, just
literally.
wandering.
Yeah, it has been like, it's really weird to say about this because it's a revenge story game and a lot of bad things have happened, but this is really feeling like a Blue Sky game to me right now.
I'm just chilling and wandering around.
Yeah, you're just vibing with it. Like, the music's real nice, the sound effects and everything's really great. And if you don't want to listen to the music anymore, just pop on a podcast and go find yourself a shrine or wherever. There's bound to be a yellow bird somewhere that wants to guide you somewhere.
Right.
So that's just all I've been doing. I've just been having a great chill time with this game. And unfortunately, I saw someone had posted a picture of this piece of armor on Reddit, and it looks super cool. But I had to stop myself from looking up where it's located at, so that way I can just discover it on my own.
Right.
But
the supernatural problem.
Yeah. Where it's like, that looks really awesome. I want to know when I'm going to get it. And I probably won't find it for another 60 hours. But as soon as I do, like, I'm equipping it. I don't care what the perks are.
Right.
Like, for the longest time, I was running around in the basic armor. And I happened to find the dye called the Snow Woman dye. Pure white, and had, like, little silver snowflakes throughout the whole thing.
That's cool.
And in the area that I was in, it was all just, like, golden leaves and grassland. So it looked phenomenal in the scenery. And I just found a hat. It looks like a brass hat that she puts on, but it's all blue on the top, and there's just like mountain ranges all the way around that's in gold.
Ooh.
And it doesn't go with my current armor, but it looks really nice, and I don't want to drop it. It doesn't give me any perks or anything. It's purely aesthetic. And this game is just amazing. I'm getting like that Ghost of Tsushima vibes again, where it's like, it's just, I just want to sit here and chill and play and just
Right.
figure things out, and that's all I've been doing. So, I I think this is going to be my game of the year.
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
don't think there's anything that can knock this out so far.
Right.
And I haven't
Give it a
done
couple of
anything
weeks,
yet.
bro.
Yeah.
Give it a couple of weeks.
I have had a whole year of good games that I'm like, yeah, this is pretty like top 5. And this one I've played like 12 hours, have barely done anything in it. And I'm like, this is game of the year.
That's right. Game of the year, top of the list. We're doing it.
So that's where I'm at with this game right now. Like, it is just a very, very enjoyable game. And I'm really impressed with the amount of optimization that they've put into this, between you just starting the game from the PlayStation home screen to just being within the game in like 3-5 seconds.
Right.
And then the same thing with like Spider-Man, where it's like that instantaneous fast travel, where it's like
Right.
you pointed it and now you're there.
Yep.
It's great. But that is all I've been playing this
Well,
week. What have you been up to, Boston?
We'll see you in 2 weeks, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Look, I'm not going to argue the point because I haven't played that game yet, but that game is going to have to do some heavy lifting
Right.
to make me change my mind right now.
Right.
I mean, it's all about mining. There is no heavy lifting.
That's right. That's right.
And that may be its downfall.
I have played more Hollow Knight Silksong. I do want to mention really quickly, I'm going to be talking about some not like gameplay spoil. It's more like structure spoilers, I guess is probably the best way of putting it.
Is this the double jump from that game that we love so much? Kind of
No, it's
discussion?
not like the Axiom Verge moment. It's more like so if you're concerned about large topics here in Silksong, maybe skip to releases. I finished Act 2. So if you remember, before I had finished the game for what I assumed was kind of the like base ending, like the normal ending or whatever you're going to call it. I don't.
Yeah.
Bad ending, maybe. I don't know what the right word would be.
One of the 3 potentials.
Yeah, like one of the. It was very much definitely like. Well, that's. I don't think that's everything in the game. That really feels like there's more here. So I went through and I played a whole bunch more of the game, and then I was kind of running out of stuff to do and thought, okay, this is probably the time to look at how do I finish Act 2? How do I like start whatever the true ending path is going to be? Let me at least see what the requirements are. And the requirements are basically like, hey, to finish Act 2 and start the rest of the stuff, you kind of just have to do everything available for you to you from like a side quest perspective. You know, finish all the wishes essentially, and kind of as you do that, you're going to progress a bunch of storylines. You're going to progress a bunch of NPCs are going to move. You're going to have to do a whole bunch of stuff. I was like, okay, that's great. I'd spent a bunch of time recently going through and working on a bunch of those. I had like rescued all of the fleas. I had moved the fleas to the their final location that they go to. You know, I had done all this stuff. So I wrote a quick checklist of like, here are the things that I have left to do that are kind of hanging out. Let me start working through those. And I completed this one really annoying side quest. I had gone, especially on my streams, I had sort of sung the praises of the side quests in these games so far. I think I've talked about it on the show, where it's basically like they'll give you a quest of like, go kill 15 of these crows, good luck. And for all but one of them, you're just going to kind of do them as you're in this area, when you come back to this area, that sort of thing. It's a lot of like, it's a Metroidvania, so you're going to be coming back to these areas multiple times at a minimum. So like, you shouldn't have to go in this one zone and farm this one side quest because you're going to be back later. Not really with this last one that I had kind of accidentally saved till the end for myself. There's one area called Bellheart, And unlike the first game, there are multiple cities with vendors in it. And Belheart is essentially the second one that you unlock. And you get a quest in there of like, hey, in this area, and it's kind of this very small vertical area, go collect 8 silver bells. And at the time, I'd only found one of them, because it's not a very large area. And I went online to look at like, all right, I kind of just want to get this mission done. Just show me a map of where all these bells are. I'll just go grab them and we'll just move on with our lives. There isn't a map, because they just randomly show up as you enter and exit this area, which
Nice.
sucks, because basically I had to spend a bunch of time going in this area, doing a circuit, seeing if any had spawned at all. Hopefully at least one had, going back to the bench and resting there and saving, respawning everything, and going and repeating until I got all 8. I was like, okay, this is finally the mission where I'm like, all right, this one kind of sucks. Thankfully, so far it's only one of them, but that one was sort of like, all right, the rest of them felt better than this, where you're just going to get them as you're playing. This one is a real bummer. But as soon as I cleared that one, I got a new quest on the wish board. It's basically just a bulletin board that's like, hey, I need help. Kill 15 wolves for their pelts. Help. And it was the guy at one of like the third town basically needed your help doing something, and it really sounded like it was final boss related. I was like, okay, this is probably the last thing that I'm gonna do in this game. It did turn out to be final boss related, and it did turn out to be kind of a cool kind of map spanning mission. As one of those fun Metroidvania things where I'd actually already picked up an item for this mission just because I was exploring every nook and cranny. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I picked up this thing. I don't know what it's used for. I haven't seen anybody that is looking for these things. I'll just keep my eyes open. It turned out it was for this mission. So it essentially needed to go do a bunch of stuff, and then there's a whole bunch of story stuff that happens, and I go fight the final boss again, which was actually really fun. So I was considerably stronger this time. So I like chew through that final boss fight. There's something different you do at the end of it, and essentially you start Act 3 of the game, which is what looks to be the final act here. And it is a significantly different game in Act 3. Even old areas and even old enemies, in a way that is really fun and really exciting, and that they've taken this game that I've played for almost 40 hours now, and they've found a way to kind of remix it in an interesting and kind of fresh way. I'm finding new areas again. I'm getting even more new abilities. Like, this game just continues to keep on going, like hour over hour over hour, in a way that I'm really excited by, because I'm still really having a lot of fun playing it. And I think I'm at the point where I know what the next big mission is, like what the next big kind of story beat is, but based on how this game has gone, I'm not entirely sure I can say that for sure. And revisiting old areas from the first 2 acts are like, time has progressed between Act 2 and Act 3, so like everything in the world is kind of different. So it's even more fun now revisiting those old areas, not only with like new abilities and new capabilities, but also seeing how time has progressed and seeing how the events in the game have progressed the story. So it's kind of fun to go back like, oh yeah, I haven't seen this person in like 20 hours. Let's go see what they're doing. And they have something completely different going on now. So that has been really great. The last thing I did here before I went on vacation was I did... I kind of don't want to spoil why it's happened, but I rescued all of the fleas, which are the grubs in this game from the first one. And this is a spoiler if people don't want to... This is the last thing I'm going to talk about. It's a spoiler if people don't want to hear it. But essentially, the flea circus that you have been following around the map opens up their own circus, and it has a bunch of mini-games in it. It has a bunch of really devious mini-games. Monkey Senior from the community said that he had stayed really level-headed and cool throughout the majority of the game, except for all of these mini-games, and I completely understand why now. There's one where you're on two platforms that kind of keep disappearing, and that one you're just dodging fleas that are kind of crisscrossing around the map. One of them you're bouncing on fleas and seeing how many you can bounce on before you touch the ground. And then the really devious one is juggle, where you have fleas kind of arcing over onto the stage that you're on, and you're hit them 3 times to get them off of the stage. And that one was... that was the one that I felt got me the closest to completely tilting and maybe losing my mind. Thankfully, the reward was well worth it. But while I was in the middle of it, I was just like, what am I doing with my time right now? I'm hoping this reward is really great because I'm in the middle of like a 40-hour Metroidvania at this point and playing like flea juggling mini games. Like, it's really good, but I really hope that taking this detour is going to be worth it, especially for kind of how maddening it was. God, Silksong is so good, man. It's created specifically for me in a way that feels really good, and I'm really excited to see where the rest of this game goes, because I don't quite know where the story is going, and thankfully, because of how they've set the story up, and like in the first Hollow Knight, the knight you play as, I double checked to look it up. The developers call it the knight. Some people call it Ghost. The character didn't talk at all, but Hornet does in this game, and she's such a cool character, and I'm so invested in every story beat in this game in a way that after coming out of the first one, I was expecting to be like, yeah, it's a really great game, but like the story doesn't, it's fine, it's the Metroidvania stuff, like yada yada yada, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But I'm really invested in a lot of the story stuff, especially the kind of Act 2 to Act 3 transition here. So I'm really curious to see where it's going to go, and I feel like I'm kind of at the point where I was talking to Monkey Senior on the Discord server this week, because he had just done the 100% completion and finished the game trophy. And he kind of had the same approach that I did, which is like, all right, once you get to the point where you feel like you've kind of scoured the map already, just look up an interactive map online and like just use that to find the rest of the stuff. This map is even bigger than the first games, and I can't even imagine the amount of stuff that I have missed.
How? That first game is huge.
I haven't even found all the areas yet. I don't even have the trophy
Jeez.
for finding all the areas and getting all the maps. And I thought I had found all the areas yet. So like I don't even know what I'm missing yet. So like I'm apparently missing an entire additional zone in this game at a minimum. So like But like all of it has felt so good. I did feel a little bit in the first game like maybe I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed, but I feel like the map design in this, and I think the kind of two methods of fast travel they have in this, I think really does help in making the map feel a lot more manageable. But it's so big, and I feel like I have scoured every pixel of this map. Like, if anyone's watching any of my streams, anytime I run into an area, I'm like slashing every single wall. I'm like running into every area that looks like you could just pass through it. I'm like jumping and slashing all the ceilings. Like, I know all the Metroidvania tricks at this point, and I still haven't found everything. So like, I don't even know what I'm missing, but I kind of feel like I'm getting to that point. Maybe when I finish this next big quest line of like, all right, I'm just going to open the map at this point and maybe start checking off stuff and like, let's see what I've missed. Let's see what I haven't found. Like, let's see. I ran into a boss that returns in a way that's really great that I don't want to spoil. Like, how much more of that is there of like characters or NPCs or storylines that I need to go back to that give me some sort of benefit for revisiting them. So, but yeah, it's really good. I was not expecting to play it this long, but I'm not at the point where I'm like, okay, this thing needs to wrap up. I'm still really pumped to sit down every single time and play it and just say like, okay, what am I gonna get into at this point? Like, what am I gonna dive into next? And I think that's really exciting, especially for like a 40+ hour Metroidvania, which they shouldn't be this long, but this is one of the ones that I think really works. So that's all I'm playing this week, though. So let's take a break.
Yep.
Oh, boy. Time is at 4 o'clock. All right. Like, really not looking forward to editing these episodes, let me tell you. It'll be fine. It'll be good. Okay, are you guys ready to wrap this up?
Yes.
Let me just swallow my gummy shark.
Okay. What flavor gummy shark?
Blue.
I
Perfect.
was gonna say it better be blue.
Yeah, that seems like the best flavor. That's what I would vote for.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Let me just take another seat here. All right. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of October 13th, 2025. Just Dance 2026 edition comes out PS5, Series consoles, and PC. This game doesn't.
Oh, it's that time of the year.
Yeah, this game doesn't even have a description on the IGDB because you know what this is at this point. I think the thing that I'm most surprised by on this game is it's not coming out on Xbox One and PS4. That feels kind of surprising with how long, this Just Dance came out on the Wii forever, and how big, at the very least, well, Xbox One install base is really big now. But like, especially the PS4's install base is still really big. So for them to kind of cut off those two versions seems very surprising. There's no Switch version either, so I don't, or Switch 2 version, which seems really weird. I'm not sure if it's one of those things of like, look, just get it out before the holiday, and then we'll put out other versions on the kind of previous gen platforms at some point. So that seems really interesting, but it's Just Dance. It's the thing where you dance, and with the controllers. Like, it's the same thing it's been before. So you're probably pumped for it, or you haven't realized these things still come out. I think that's probably the two extremes at this point. Yeah, like there's no real in between at this point. Next game here, Ball Cross Pit. Comes out PS5, Series console, Switch, PC, and macOS. This does come out Game Pass day and date. If you are following roguelikes, you've probably heard about this for a while because of the runaway success of the demo. It is a brick breaker town building Metroidvania or roguelike. Which
I didn't know about this, Boston. I've been too busy to keep in touch with the games. Why would you Why would you do this
because
to me?
we're going to be playing it on Wii Roguelike it real soon.
I was gonna say the same people that pointed out Mega Bonk to me were also like, and also you may enjoy this game.
Yeah,
Like,
Mega Bonk looks like a real. It's a 3D, almost like early 3D PC, like PS1, like Vampire Survivors sort of thing. That's Mega Bonk. That's been a runaway success too. Though I heard people are complaining it's maybe a little bit not as super deep as some other Bullet Heaven games, but that's okay, man. I don't need to play them for 100 hours each one. Like I have a huge backlog already. I don't need each one to be 100+ hours. So, yeah, that's a Ball Cross Pit. That's a Devolver Digital thing. If you're of the Devolver, if you're a Devolver fan, it's coming out on that.
if you're one of those people.
If you're one of those people, like us. Next game here, Overthrown, comes out of early access on PS5, Series consoles, and PC. This was a game I forgot about. It's a chaotic city builder. That's their words for 1 to 6 players. The big thing is you can pick up everything in this game, and they keep making a point of that by just picking up buildings. Like you're just picking up entire buildings and tossing them elsewhere.
So you're basically a mouse, like a cursor.
Yeah, it's
Man equals mouse.
right. Yeah, yes. It seems really fun. Like it has kind of a fun, has a fun style here. I don't think we get very many city builders like this, kind of like a, farming city building sort of things that seem focused on multiplayer stuff. That always seems to come later for a lot of these stuff of like, okay, this game's been out for a while and now you can play co-op. So it's kind of neat to see something that looks bonkers and is encouraging you to be kind of bonkers with it. So I really haven't heard too much about this from people that played this in early access, but it looks kind of wild. It's called Overthrown, coming out this week. Next up, Pokemon Legends ZA comes out on Switch and Switch 2. It's a Pokemon game, so maybe don't play this on the original Switch, because the last couple have not run well, and I'm trying to be pretty kind about that. I keep looking at this game and being like, all right, what's the new stuff? It's really a new Pokemon game. It seems like the big shakeup this time is battles don't seem to be turn-based anymore. They seem to be semi-action-y and semi-turn-based and kind of hack-and-slashy at the same time. It's interesting. I am very curious to see how this reviews and kind of see how the fandom at large receives this, because I feel like the Pokemon games have changed a lot over the years, but it's been a lot of stuff like, now you can ride around the map, now you can do this thing, like now it's in 3D, or like you're throwing a Pokeball at a Pokemon from far away, and if it's weak enough, you're just catching it. But to change the kind of like core JRPG nature of it feels like a pretty big gamble, I think. So
Yeah,
see how that's reviewed. But
we're only a year or two away before we get a Pokemon Souls game.
that's maybe it's this. Who knows? Maybe there's just like a real nasty area where it's like, hey man, just
The poison swamp.
That's right. That's right. You got to unlock shortcuts to go do the whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how people receive this. I feel like anytime a Pokemon game comes out, it's like the worst thing that human beings have ever made, except for a couple months later when people calm down and be like, no, it was actually pretty good. So maybe we'll check in on this a couple months later and see how it goes. Last but not least here, we have Keeper Comes out on Series consoles and PC. This is also Game Pass day and date. This is Double Fine's new game where you play as the walking lighthouse with the bird on top of it. I think they announced this at Day of the Devs this last year. This looks super cool. Also, it's a Double Fine game. We're probably going to play it because it's going to be wacky and it's going to be incredibly unique, and it's probably going to be super sad at some point, and it's going to be really great. And you're a walking lighthouse. Like, I don't know. I don't think I've played one of those before. So
very Double Fine.
Yeah, like it's very like big animations, big movement, like these really kind of like painterly backgrounds. Like the lighthouse itself has some really cool character to it. Like it's probably going to be really cool. Almost all of Double Fine's games have been really, really great. And if they haven't been really great, you're like, well, that was a really cool idea. Maybe it didn't completely pay off, but you had a cool plan here, and I kind of like it. So that's Keeper coming out this week again on Game Pass day and date. Microsoft owns that studio, right? They purchased Double Fine forever
Double Fine
ago.
is part of the yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right, that's all of our releases, and we didn't really have any news stories of note this week, which Nimp and I were talking about earlier. Is like, okay, I'll take it. Nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing
really
good or bad that really happens.
Yeah,
so.
like I'll take a middle of the road week. So if you want to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right hand side of the page. Don't forget the Discord server. Please come join the best community on the internet. There's been a whole bunch of people joining the server recently. The community has been really great about welcoming them, as always. So if you want to get a warm welcome of your own, jump over there to discord.tvgp.tv. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube channel. You can get everything on the public feed has a video version over there as well. We live stream over there as well, alongside twitch.tv/E1M1 network.
The ones and numbers.
Thank you. So we do that every week, Sunday at 2:30 p.m. ish Pacific. So depending on how long or short the Outcast goes, depends on when we go live. But go follow us on Twitch and YouTube, and it will let you know when we go live. Like we said at the beginning, this is a listener-supported show. If you would like to support us financially, you do so over at e1m1.cash.
Ones and numbers.
The $5 tier is a recommended one. That's why we call it Fun for a $5. Don't sue us. That gets you everything. Anything above and beyond that is greatly appreciated. If you can't support us financially, totally understand. That gets more understanding as 2025 continues to, I was going to say truck on, but I'll just say descend into...
It's a better use for it.
Yeah, into whatever Unwaking Nightmare 2026 is guaranteed to be. Not to bring it down or anything.
I think we've been rolling on rims for a while now.
That's right. Yeah, the sparks are flying here down the freeway. You can't support us financially, totally understand it. Hit us up on YouTube like we talked about, or Twitch. But one of the biggest ways you can support the show, this show or any show that you really do like, is rating and reviewing on whatever podcatcher you listen to or your shows on. Apple, and I still have no idea what Google's doing right now. If you're still using Spotify, you can review over there. That stuff really does help, and it really does help feed the algorithm and help people that listen to shows like this find this show as well. So that stuff really does help. I think that's all of it. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.
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 All right. Dark Nissan in chat says, for some reason I'm getting Harvest Moon mixed with Dark Cloud vibes from that one game. Yeah, man.
Yes.
If anyone wants to make
also
like
reminds me a little bit of Rune Factory. Like, just saying.
You want to make a bajillion dollars? Just make Harvest Moon, but with Dark Cloud. Like, hey, you have a camera and you're mixing stuff together. Like, come on, man. Where's my like I'm doing
mini game and
like where's my I'm doing it myself for Dark Cloud? That's got to come out at some point.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, I think the problem is like the JRPG. I hate that term, but it's that type of game still exists. The only part about that was missing was like the Harvest Moon vibe, and that
Right.
one got its I'm doing myself and then some.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
All right, Nimp, what are your titles?
All right, I have the Fruit Ploppy game, Full On Food Coma, Can't Resist the Call of the Fog, Delicious Bars, and Man Equals Mouse.
Okay, what do you have?
Woolly Balls theme. It's good. I don't care. I know you're gonna veto it.
I'm
I
still saying
think
it
it's
out
good.
loud.
Full on food coma, flail my limbs around, literally and metaphorically. Echo tech, ray tracing for audio. The fog beckons. The ghost bandit. Lean into the theme. Just vibing with it. There is no heavier lifting. And man versus mouse.
You had one. What are the two titles you had after ray tracing for audio?
The fog beckons and the ghost bandit.
The fog beckons. Gotta write that one down. All right, I don't know what it's called. A good bread joke. Full on food coma. Delicious bars. Man equals mouse. Ray tracing for audio and the fog beckons.
I like the Fog Beckons.
I really like ray tracing for audio, but I feel like the fog beckons is a better title.
It's very much this show.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I can circle that one.
Yep.
I'm
I'm good with it, and I'm also ready.
Dang. All right. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 938 for October 13th, 2025. The Fog Beckons.
Consume me, please, please.
Welcome, weary travelers.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening and watching. We do greatly appreciate it. I'm going to go. We're all going to go. We're all going to have a great week. I
I'm
promise.
gonna go disappear in the fog.
That's right. The fog is beckoning. All right. We'll see you all next week. Bye.